So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Seneca County Board of Commissioner meeting. Today's Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. It's 10 a.m. and this is our regular board meeting. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey Chris, would you like to do the prayer? Sure. Chris Lewis from United Way will lead us in prayer. Thanks, Chris.
You would. Holy and gracious God, we thank you for this day and for the work that is going to be done here today. As our commissioners lead our county and our community, we ask your blessing and guidance for them, for our community. For those that are hurting, we ask your comfort. For those that are rejoicing, we give you praise. Lord, in all things, we come to you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Here?
Commissioner Schuff?
Here.
Commissioner Frankert?
Here. So I will accept the motion to approve the digital audio recording of our previous board session on Thursday, October 26th, 2023.
So moved.
Second. Okay, first and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Thank you. So Chris, come on up, please. We're really pleased to have Chris Lewis with us from Seneca, Tiffin Seneca United Way. You do so much for our community and help so many people. And so you're here to give us an update on the 211 system, and we're really glad you're here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great to be here. It's been an exciting week for the United Way and for our community. We are excited to announce that 211 is live. It is running. I'm actually waiting on some updated numbers, but as of Monday morning, we had already had over 50 phone calls into the 211 line, and those were calls that were just coming from First Call for Help. 211 was active and live, but we hadn't promoted it at all last week. This week we promoted it. I know the calls are coming in, they're going well, and people are getting the help that they need. It's been a fantastic rollout, so we're excited about that. We have taken our database of providers from about 12 to 15 when we were under the 211 Lite program. As of the end of last week, we were sitting at a few over about 53 providers in the database. As of this week, we're at above 80, and our hope is to get that to in the mid to upper 100, between 150 and 200 by the end of the year. So it's exciting to be able to have all those resources in one place where people can get to them with literally just by picking up any phone anywhere in Seneca County and dialing 211. So it's a wonderful program.
Someone answers, you make your request, your problem, and then they direct you accordingly.
Exactly. The when you dial the number, the people on the other end of the phone are called community resource advisors. They are trained. They have full access to the database, and they ask some pretty probing questions. First of all, where are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What's your address, zip code, that sort of thing, so we can make sure that we dial them into the proper resources. And then from there, okay, what are you calling for today? How can we help you? What's really exciting about that is once they get through the initial need, they kind of dive a little deeper then to find out maybe what some of the underlying issues are that have created the situation that they're in at that moment. Okay, I've got an electrical disconnect. Well, why do you have an electrical disconnect? Well, I was off work for 3 months because I was hurt at work. Okay, have you connected with Job and Family Services? Are there other resources we can connect you with that maybe can help you get out of that hole? Really helping people succeed more than just putting a Band-Aid on the initial issue, but actually helping them succeed in life in general. And that's a wonderful thing.
Question?
Yeah, I think maybe clarify a little bit, we still have 911 for the emergency.
Right.
This is kind of for anything outside of that.
Exactly. If you think about it, there's kind of three numbers right now. You've got 911, if it's an emergency, you dial 911. You've got 988, so that's the suicide hotline. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis and quite frankly, feeling like it's not worth it anymore, you call 988 and there's a counselor on the other end that can help you with that. And I can share from personal experience, I've called that number with a friend that was experiencing a crisis, and it works. It's amazing how effective that is. And then you've got 211. 211 kind of fills in the gaps. Okay, maybe my mental health isn't to that point, but I'm feeling really depressed and I'm not doing real well and I need to connect with a counselor. You can call 211 and get connected to somebody that can help you, move through those emotional issues that you're dealing with. Got people that are dealing with addiction recovery, not sure where to turn. Or maybe they're just determined or to the point where they want to start dealing with that issue personally. They can do that, call that number, they'll help them get connected. A utility disconnect, rental assistance, I need some food. All of the blessing boxes that are in our community, which is kind of a unique thing to our area. These little boxes with food in them all over the place.
I think it's traffic all day long out here.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And people are putting stuff in and people are taking things out, and it's just wonderful to be able to have that resource. All of those are listed on 211. So the CRAs that are there can get people connected with those. Sorry, I just made the mistake of answering my phone when I was trying to decline the call. Sorry to whoever that was. But the CRAs will be able to connect people with where those are, and again, that's a 24-hour-a-day resource. So if somebody on Friday night went to the grocery store and realized that they didn't have money to buy food for the weekend, and now they're panicking because they literally don't have breakfast for tomorrow morning, they can connect them to one of those blessing boxes and get them out there. So those are the kinds of things that this is going to be able to do. We've never been able to do before.
Priceless. I mean,
It really is.
people are struggling and need help like that, and it affects the kids and the families. It's
Absolutely.
nice to have somebody to talk to or lean on. I mean, I can't even get that kind of service when I call Spectrum or
Right.
you wait an hour to talk to somebody. So that's a great resource and asset to have here in the community for people that need help.
I have just two comments. First thing is, the beauty of this 211 system is we already have in our county many agencies, many resources. And oftentimes, people don't know how to access them. There's so many good organizations. I would like to see more consolidation in some of these areas where it makes sense, but this is the next best thing. Because if they're there, they're ready to help, and nobody knows how to get to them.
Right.
So I think this is one of the best things. I give you a lot of credit and United Way for coming up with this. So I'll pause, go ahead, make comment.
Well, I would just to your point, collaboration is huge in our public service world. And one of the things that 211 has kind of inspired us to do is create some of those collaborations. As you know, we created a 211 coalition when we started talking about this. John Spar from EMA was there, Charlene from Regional Planning. We had Shaylee from the Transformation Life Center, Amy Kinney from First Step in Fostoria was there. Evelyn Marker from Fostoria First United Way was part of that group. So for the first time, maybe ever, Tiffin Seneca United Way, Fostoria United Way are working together on a project. And that alone in itself is amazing and fantastic, because this isn't just, everything Tiffin Seneca United Way does is all of Seneca County excluding Fostoria. Not this time. Fostoria is in the mix on this, which is wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
And we'll wrap up, but you have a grant for funding for this first year, is that correct?
We have funding for the first year through a couple of ways. We have campaign funds that we had set aside for First Call for Help that we're going to use. We also received a $10,000 grant from the White Family Fund through the Tiffin Charitable Foundation. Wonderful gift on that. Moving forward, we're looking for ways to fund this on the long term, and that's where we would love the support of the commissioners in that effort. So anything that we can do.
When does that, you have enough funding till what date? Summer,
we are
next
funded
year?
through April at this point,
Through April
for
of next
sure. Beyond that, as long as campaign giving is where it is, we're not going to let this go away. Let's just put it that way. What additional funding and grant resources for a project like this would allow us to do is take allocated resources through our campaign and allocate those to providers, our other partner agencies and those sort of
This
things.
to me seems very grantable, if that's a proper word.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I can't think of a better use of grant money than to connect all these existing agencies.
Grant qualifying.
So, keep us in the loop,
For sure.
and,
Thanks for coming in, and thanks for what you're doing for our county, really. That's awesome.
And I think one of the things we talked
Awesome.
about a little bit is, since we got that $230,000 grant, maybe through the Commission of Aging also might be something to reach out to Brian Glover on, with that too, because they do have technology.
Great idea.
Yeah, and I talked to Brian yesterday, I provided that information. He said, well, that's probably something I can make a phone call on,
So,
so.
yeah,
Great.
there might be some avenue there with
Fantastic.
it, so yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, those are the kinds of things we're looking at. Again, good collaboration. One of the things we have done with First Call for Help is, back to your point, instead of people coming to the United Way office to receive direct service and then going across town to the Salvation Army to get the rest of the help that they need, Salvation Army is now doing all of that for First Call for Help. So they can go one stop, one place.
This
We've
is
streamlined
great.
that as well.
Everybody's
That's
talking.
great, yeah.
Right.
And I think Commissioner
Makes
Beardu's
so
got a
much
nice
more
point here, that,
sense.
and this might be the caveat to help, maybe some consolidation, and get
Exactly.
everybody in the right.
Exactly.
mode.
Eliminate
So-
duplication of service whenever possible,
Yes.
make, streamline things, make it more efficient,
Yep.
and all that's gonna do is help us to help more people because the admin costs go down whenever we do that.
Yep.
Anything else? Anybody? Anything else? Good?
Fantastic.
Let's get him up for a picture.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Photo op, I guess? Come on up. Chris, I remember the Habitat for Humanity days. I think you and I were up on a roof or something.
ever want to get into work?
Chris used to run Habitat for Humanity.
and, those were some fun days. too.
Absolutely, you did some good work there.
Well, when Zach's come up.
Hold on. Vicky, you gonna come up here?
I got it from where I was.
Vicky,
That's true.
Vicky has wisdom, she can do it from her seat. That's where I would be.
You don't have to.
Thank you, everybody, for that, appreciate it, we love good stories.
Billy Board Friday night, come out to our celebrity bartender event at the rest of the Chandelier.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Yep. Good luck.
I go to bed when you guys start.
Don't matter.
I go to bed when that thing starts.
5 o'clock?
Friday night.
You go to bed at 5 o'clock?
Oh, that was good.
So we move on to commissioner reports. You go first this time, Commissioner.
I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet here, not a lot to report right now. Had some well issues that we're dealing with out in New Riggle, made some phone calls, I'll have an update on that next week. Today we have a Main Street orientation, so once a year, the Main Street organization will come here to Tiffin, see the state of the downtown, the different committees report. It's about a 4-hour process, goes from 10 to 2 today, so I'll be ducking out probably immediately after the meeting, after I do VIP. Have some other meetings here later today and tomorrow, but I'll report on those next week. But not a meeting heavy week here, early half of the week, but getting caught up on office stuff, emails, but I'll have a bigger report next week.
So that accreditation's a big deal.
Yeah.
Main Street downtown. So, yeah. Good.
Sunday, they had the Revive Republic, which is a fundraiser for the town hall there. So they
Yeah.
had a chili supper. So actually, the
Right up the road from you.
Right up the road. So we went up, and it was from 3 to 7. We got there at 5, and they were already was like down the bottom of the third big roaster of chili. So they had a really good turnout for
Nice.
that. So yeah,
Very
so it
nice.
was a fantastic event. They kind of had, the kids' activities, and they had trick or treating later on and stuff with it. So it was a well-attended event. It was, nice.
Was it 3 different kinds of chili or all one chili?
It was all, I think, all one chili. I guess.
Whatever they throw in the pan,
Right, it was,
I'm sure it was good.
Yeah, it
Last
was
year-
fantastic.
I should say.
Last year at the Elks, they had a chili cook-off. Somebody brought some Wendy's chili, didn't tell anybody, ended up winning the contest.
No, it's actually homemade stuff that they did there. So it was fantastic. So yeah, no doubt.
Good.
So. Then Monday, went down to Lima. The CCAO kind of had a round table about all the from the budget and stuff on that. So got our paperwork or to-do list, talked about grants, a couple things, I guess, takeaways as far as with our funding, sales tax and stuff, some changes that's happened there is that October, some of the diapers and creams and wipes and car seats for kids and stuff, there's no sales tax on that starting, October 1st on that.
And that's indefinitely, right?
That's- At this
Yeah.
point, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's about a $4 million cost to all the counties and stuff on that, so just a little heads up on that. Next year, they're looking about the expanded sales tax on everything, maybe including restaurants and some of the stuff that's being brought, but they're supposed to help backstop that with some of the
Some new
carryover
tax,
stuff.
okay.
So actually,
Yeah.
reduction on that, they set up for, for 2 weeks, they've got it taken down just to kind of see how that goes, because, you surely don't want to, put us in harm's way as far as sales tax and stuff on that, coming down the pike here. A couple other things just highlight here, and I'll probably give to Sherry, she can kind of do some posting here and stuff on that, but broadband, at the CCAO in December, they're gonna have more, there's a lot more grants and stuff available for companies doing that to help get, hit the rural areas and stuff with that, so some of the highlights there, and.
That's where we went last year, that's how it kind of got
That's how it
started.
started, so yeah, so that's really,
Yeah.
so that's just kind of highlight of Monday. Last night, we had, regional planning,
Not mine.
had the executive spirited conversation stuff with her last night, and kind of looking at the refocus of regional planning and some other things there, so that brings up to today.
Good. Adam, I was just thinking, Mr. Greenside in the back, Mayor, when you brought up Republic, what's the Historical Society called in Green Springs? Yes, and next year's our 200th birthday, and we were trying to hook your group up with, did they make contact with Bryce and Marissa?
Yeah,
Because there's some money to go.
Right.
Right, so
We want to
that's,
help. I was in the country store at Old Ford and she was telling me about it.
Yep.
So if
yeah, I
that's
think
okay.
tomorrow that they are meeting with.
They're
them.
gonna
So,
try to do
yeah, 'cause
that.
I was actually up to the new Stumptown there Sunday. They were selling
Stopped in, good.
stopped in and bought some pews.
I know you support-
there and stuff on that, so
Yeah.
Support
so,
them real well.
Yeah, they,
For anyone that has the opportunity, the new museum is fantastic.
yes, a lot of room in there, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was always down in the basement for when they have the election day,
Yeah.
suppers and lunches and stuff down there, but as far as being the
So
church
there's
part of it's fantastic.
Two opportunities to help you showcase your museum in Green Springs / Sangamon County. One is we have the Visitors Bureau, right, with Bryce and Marissa promoting, that's constant, free to you, promotion, advertising, right? And then our 200th birthday, commissioners, we set money aside, and we specifically want some of that money to go out to the Bloomvilles and Republics and Green Springs to help you do whatever you're gonna do next year as you're on the tour and people visit Green Springs. So I think it's exciting, and we're gonna be able to showcase some of these gems that we have in the county that people really don't know about or don't think about. So I just wanna let you know that, and I'm glad they're making contact, because I've had two people, how do I do this?
Right, exactly. No, and that's
Yeah.
what I throw out a shout out to, our old phys ed teacher, coach, and, Bud Rutherford.
Yeah.
He actually bought the
did.
church for them,
He
and
did.
Bud, I tell you, what a great legacy. I mean, I usually see him up, have
Ted's
coffee in the
brother.
morning, so, yeah, it's Ted's brother, Mayor knew Ted, the old mayor there and stuff on it, but, Bud's, what a great legacy to leave, and, great
Bud
community
Maxine
minded.
bought it.
What's that?
Bud and Maxine bought
Bud-
it. He's
Bud
very
Maxine,
quick.
that's right,
Bud
yes.
and Maxine bought it.
Yep, so yeah, that
It'll
was
always
a
be Bud
nice,
and Maxine.
yep.
Make sure
Well,
Frankie's
and I
out
think
there.
they are actually looking about making Bud the Bobcat. I think that's going to be their
You'll be next.
signature. How
right.
we have the Ducky McQuacker here.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bud Bobcat. So
Yeah, there's a very active board right now with Stumptown, and they're
Vicky
working
loves
very
this stuff,
hard.
by the way.
yeah,
She does, yeah.
They're working
So
really
does
hard.
Sherry.
Make sure Frankie's has some of those smash burgers ready.
Okay, moving on, I will just really that'll be it for me. We'll move into administrative reports.
Just a couple
Yeah,
things.
sure.
Kind of really want to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as the remaining schedule for our meetings for the rest of the year. Obviously, we have a meeting on the 9th and the 16th. The week of Thanksgiving, there is no meeting. I think we probably, I mean, back to back, there usually isn't a whole lot
So
on
we
the following.
could do Tuesday, but we're not, so.
I think,
that's what you're saying.
if we, yeah, I think we just leave it the way it is and we just do the 16th because the 30th is the last day of the month. As long as, everybody gets everything signed and the auditor's office won't have any issues with me or any of you. So we just have to make sure that everything gets taken care of then. And then the only day that we would need to move, I believe in December, would be the 7th meeting because we will be at, CCAO conference.
Do we leave the 6th or the 5th?
It starts on the 6th, so we could do a Tuesday meeting on the 5th if necessary.
TBA.
Let's hold that
Okay.
as a meeting, and then we can always cancel it. See how the budget and everything's going.
We can always change the 14th and make it, if we do the 5th, we could make it a Tuesday meeting that,
Make it the 12th.
yeah, we could always fluctuate those
See that.
meetings,
Yeah.
but I
Go
think
from the
the,
30th
I think
to
the last 4 meetings
30th
may
and
have
5th
to
is
be
only 4 days,
changed.
only
But the
a couple days.
28th would only be if there is actual business that needs to be taken care of. Generally, there could be some last minute business that, because there'll be a final payroll posted and,
So regarding Thursdays, so everybody's clear, there's no meeting on the 23rd, and there's no meeting on December 7th.
correct.
The other part of your conversation was that we may meet on the 5th of December, and we can talk about that maybe as we, when we get to the 16th or the 30th, right?
Correct.
But we will meet on the 14th and the 21st, and the 28th is historically and still is a floating.
Yeah,
We need
if
to, we need.
necessary.
If we don't need to, we don't.
And generally what happens with that is it's, someone's needs to put a sup-app into, because they've overspent money. That's just generally the need for that last meeting. There's usually nothing, there, because the departments are trying to keep track. At this point, the auditor's office is pushing out that they need to be really looking at their reports.
Well, I was thinking, isn't the 30th, isn't that a national holiday? Because I see something here on that 1970s established. Day of my birthday, so.
We can make it a special meeting just for you, Bill. We'll bring birthday cake. How's that?
Well, when you get to
November 30th?
Yeah, right.
Mr. Brendel, we don't count our birthdays anymore, right? They just kind of, yeah. He's still dating.
I'll make sure I bring you a birthday hat that you have to wear during. How's that?
I already got your present.
You want a Superman cake or Batman cake?
There you go, either one, that'd be fine, yeah.
Okay, back to, I have, the termination letter for regional planning, for the sewer district. That has been written. I would appreciate if you guys would all sign off on that so I can get that over to her today. I was talking with Tara Valiette out at Veteran Services. Just a reminder of the Veteran of the Year program on November the 9th. If you haven't already signed up,
Yeah, 3 of us are
do
going.
so.
3 of us will.
Okay. Also wanted to, couple good things, I guess. The Board of Election has received a check in the amount of $7,450.49 for additional costs associated with the August special election. This brings the total reimbursement from the state to $88,620.49. These were expenses they weren't sure that the Secretary of State was going to approve when they submitted them, so we did receive that additional money.
Nice.
So,
Makes us whole.
So that makes a whole one, right? That's
Yep.
what
I believe that's all expenses for the August election have been covered then, so.
It's 88,000 running an election.
I will be out of the office
Sounds
next
about
week on
right.
election day. I'll be working the election.
Okay, yeah, I think Bill is out as well.
Yep.
Yeah, these guys are
Yep.
election all day poll workers.
I am working on the 24 budget. Just gonna give you a little bit of an update there. In 23, the certified revenue for Budget Commission was $21,150,000. We approved a budget of $20,510,000, give or take a few bucks. And in 24, Budget Commission certified $21,816,000, again, give or take a couple of bucks. That's only a 3% increase from 23's certified revenue. Money might get a little snug.
So what we're taking away from this is, our budget, the Commissioner General Fund budget last year was below what we were certified.
Correct.
So just because you're certified, you have this much money to spend, doesn't mean you have to spend it all. So, 3% increase would be about 700,000.
It's like $667,000.
So if we added 700 to our 20 million,
Correct.
so if you came in at 20,800,000 or some number like that for our county budget, we could be under, so I think we got a little discussion with that down the road. See what I mean? You don't have to
You don't have to spend everything
spend
that's certified.
because we just-
Right.
with the pressures of everything, but I think,
Yeah.
but we're in a good
I-
spot. Those are good numbers.
Yeah, and I
to
think
work with.
if we stay under the certified revenue with our budget, it helps in the long run because
Absolutely.
we're not spending every bit of the money that's coming into the county.
Right.
It's good to have.
Because we do have to have that money available in case something,
shape.
and we've had multiple instances of that this year.
Yeah.
Surplus is good.
So, the surplus is always good.
And so we didn't
But that's
ask
not
you
up to you, Travis.
we'll ask you at the end of the year what we really spent in 2023.
I will make sure that you guys get that number because
So this is gonna be higher than we
it's gonna
think.
be higher, it is already higher than you
Yeah,
think,
so that's another reason you go into your budget lower than what you have, because there's always surprises
Correct,
that we can't control.
correct.
Good, so are you happy with what you're working with?
Yeah, from what I can see, it
Departments.
seems to be pretty good, so, I
Good.
would like to,
That's
dive
my
a little
sense.
So far from what I've seen, you guys.
Yeah.
little more into it, and
Yeah,
I'll
we're not there
have
yet,
more
but-
exact numbers as we go on. I do have a couple of requests, for the 24 budget that I will also bring up. The city of Fostoria, we provide them with, services, I guess we provide them with, funding for their services to municipal court. In 23, we approved $22,932, and they're requesting that we keep that current level of funding in 24.
I don't have a problem with that. That's good.
Yeah, I think, I mean,
It's not a outlandish request.
yeah, it's not like they're
Holding their
asking
own.
for, yeah,
like
so.
Right.
I also had an email from Mark Zimmerman on painting of some of his buildings out there. He says that they are in need of painting. Most notably, the main maintenance garage. He says it's probably been the mid-90s when it was last painted. So he's looking for, hopefully maybe there's money available for that to be done through the commissioner's budget.
Do you have any numbers?
He's guessing $20,000, but I think it's going to be well more than that, just from
That's
the
not-
Just what we've
just
seen with
from the knowledge
yeah.
of what we know about the public safety buildings. So
So do we run that if we were to do that, do you do it or does he do it?
He does.
Yeah.
We just authorize mine and
He
he gets a
handles his
guy.
own property.
yeah, he wanted I take it
Kinda
out
like
of the
the sheriff
capital
used to do.
improvements budget.
Yeah.
Knowing him, I'm surprised he doesn't want to try to do it
I'm
himself.
not against paint.
Just,
Let's get a price. I'd say.
I think we need to get a firm price,
That's it,
a
price,
firm
yeah.
quote on it to verify
Get a
what
couple
it's actually
hard
going to be.
Quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll-
I'm
Yeah.
I like how you're using a different colored paper now.
It's so that I can keep track of where things are.
I like it.
Too much white paper on my desk doesn't help me. I'm not sure if this has really been public knowledge, but I got it.
It's about to be.
Yeah, I got a request from the sheriff's office. It's a very good request. They are asking about improving the jail for a virtual attorney visitation room at the cost of $350,000. I believe this might be able to be paid through immigration, is my understanding. I haven't had a chance to call out and talk to Lieutenant Cunningham. So I just received this yesterday afternoon, so I'm just kind of putting that out there.
They were in for an inspection.
Yeah, they were in for an
And they must have
inspection.
had
Yeah.
Virtual attorney room?
Yes, so that visitation, so that the attorneys don't have to travel. Especially when you're dealing with immigration, some of those attorneys could be in.
Yeah.
Can't they just Zoom or FaceTime or?
Well, that's the
what
point
it
of
is.
it.
That's what
But
this is.
they're putting in
in
a room
Yeah,
that no one
that's
else can be in that conversation. So it's basically a room that. Yeah,
You're
so-
right. Yeah, it's okay, so let
So-
them get back to it.
I'm just bringing it up. I'm not sure if it was meant to be put out public, but then I also had a letter from the Northwestern Water and Sewer District. They're out of Bowling Green. They just are requesting, they usually come in every few years to discuss overlapping issues and introduce themselves. I don't know if it would be something of interest that maybe we just put them on and see what they have to
I don't
say.
remember them coming in
I'm
before.
not sure, but, and this might be
They-
someone
they
that's
come in.
new
You know about 'em,
that is
Vic?
trying to,
Okay,
I don't know where you live.
so they have the water service. Would that be like rural water or similar
Yeah, they
concept?
have a lot of lines going.
Coming in
some people
Jackson
using
Township?
wells, they're just kind of expanding.
Yeah, let's have them come in.
okay. So I will get in touch with them to set up that. I don't believe that I have anything else at this time.
Any public records request?
Oh, yes. I did have a public records request from Charlene in regards to contracts for the commissioners entered into with SIDEC, TSEP, and FEDC going back to 2015. And any, I believe, I don't have all of the information in front of me, so it's going by memory. She's also requesting any funding that we would have provided to them from, I believe it was 2015 to the present time. So I will work on getting that. That's gonna take some time, so, but I will work on getting that.
I mean,
taken
we're
care of.
budget season,
Yeah.
and that's what, it was, in a reasonable amount of time, whatever you deem that necessary, so.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Thank you.
So old business, I want to just bring this up just for conversations as you go through budget. So
Received the auditor's numbers through October, right? We have $1,975,000 in the budget stabilization fund. Commissioner Kirschner would like us to round that up to at least $2 million. And I'm just making that up. But I really think we should, the reason we're at $1,975,000 was that's the max we could put in, right?
Yes.
And that was through last year. So we are allowed to put some more money into it this year. And I'm not
What's the percentage
sure
threshold?
what that number is. I think we unofficially want you guys to kind of, we don't have to decide today, I'm just bringing
Is it
this up.
5% of total?
I think it's 5% of total revenue for the
So what was
prior
your question? I'm
year.
sorry.
I was asking what the threshold was, and it was 5%.
it's 5% of our budget's the max we can put in every year,
It's 5% of the revenue collected
with the revenue.
from the prior year.
Yeah, there you go. Stand corrected. So theoretically, we could put $1 million in it, but I'm not saying we do. We had an unofficial goal of 2 million a couple years back, and we worked hard to get to that number. And so I think this year, before we end the year, at some point throughout, we put at least 25,000 in, and maybe we could put more than that in for our budget stabilization fund. And I think it's just
Yeah, I think it's
Wise
the
to
budget
put
whatever we
money
can, yeah, I mean,
aside for future
oh, yeah, if we
generations.
have a little downturn, you
Yeah.
just never know what's coming down around the corner.
So I'm bringing that up because I
Yeah,
know
and just specifically, that can only be used to stabilize our budget. It cannot be used for any other purpose, so.
okay, just
Totally agree.
something jumped out at me. New business.
I have a few supplemental appropriations. General fund for contract services, this is for the coroner's office. This is a rough guess as to the number of autopsies that will be performed for the remainder of the year, but we're putting in $16,500 hopefully to get us through the rest of the year. General fund for our transfers, contract services for $250,000. This is for the JFS transfer that we do every year. They have come in the past and requested well above $250,000, but this will complete their budget for this year. General fund for the transfer out of $41,000. This is for transfers to the Joint Justice Center operating fund and the FSA lease that that gets paid into general fund that gets transferred out. And then I have the American Rescue Plan Fund for contract services of $3,000 to move. This is to move Board of Health back to the CSB building, which I forgot to bring up in my report. They will be moving next Tuesday on the 7th. I took a tour with John yesterday. The carpet is in the environmental office. The desks are back up. They are working on getting phone lines and internet lines.
Should be done this morning.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's being done. I believe we will be doing a waxing of the floors this weekend. I know it sounds counterproductive to wax the floors before they move back in, but you get it all done while nobody's there. Get it waxed, get it moved in. A couple weeks, we'll go back in. We'll buff out all the scuff marks. Just I forgot to bring that up in my report. Then also
Sounds
from
good.
the American Rescue Plan Fund, equipment in the amount of $124,000. This is for 2 sheriff's vehicles that they will be receiving yet this year. I have unclaimed money trust in the amount of $48. This was for 8 juvenile court witness checks that were cashed that were put into the unclaimed money account we pay out. The Capital Projects Fund for the CSB building in the amount of $4,774.50. This is for additional payment for the carpeting in the CSB building. The Seneca County Sewer District Replacement and Improvement Fund, contract services for New Riggle in the amount of $2,500. This is to fix a pump for the New Riggle Sewer District.
Just a quick question. On the autopsies, do we know how much we're paying per autopsy? Ballpark.
Currently, I believe it is $1,600, and next year it goes to $1,750, I believe. We signed the agreement a couple of weeks ago.
$14.50.
I believe
I think
it.
it's
$1,450. Okay, so
Then
that,
it
but it's going up next year to $1,750.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm glad we're doing them. I know that was an issue with the opioid task force, the recovery task force. I'm glad we're doing them, but I wasn't sure what the breakdown was.
Yeah.
per-
And I don't have that in front of me, but next year I know it is going up, and
Gotcha.
we signed the contract with them 2 weeks
So
ago, I believe.
the real difference was the detail of the autopsy. Now we're testing for.
Yeah, they're doing the
they can tell
toxicology.
you- They can tell you the exact drug, there's a lot of things that they can test. That was more money, and then that's what we approved.
Yeah. Nope, I get it.
That was good, that's a good point. So the fee I don't know if the fee went up for the autopsy or for the test? For
I
the,
think it's the actual autopsies.
the autopsy? 'Cause then it
The
might be like
testing
a
is not-
testing
the-
kit after-
the
but-
I think we,
testing-
I think we sent them to Toledo or something.
Yeah, they go to Toledo. The Lucas
Yeah.
County coroner does all of our autopsies.
But the judges wanted that, and there actually was a conviction, I can't tell you the case, but because of they had that data, they were able to trace where the drugs came from. And the person that sold the drug was found guilty of something, murder or something like that. And all because of the fact that we agreed as commissioners to pay a little bit more money for that advanced testing.
I agree, but
So I think it's money well spent.
100%. I'll make a motion to approve the new business and supplemental appropriations as presented.
Second?
Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
On to the resolutions. First one I have is authorizing fund transfer to be made to the Children's Services Fund. This again is the $250,000 that the commissioners so graciously give to JFS.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing fund transfer be made to the Justice Center Operating Fund. This is in the amount of $28,291.08.
So move?
Second. Sorry.
Second.
Paradiso.
Commissioner Schuff, second. Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
A resolution increasing the authority of the county administrator to sign purchase orders and appropriation adjustments for the Seneca County Commissioner's Office. This is just moving my authority up from $25,000 to $50,000 because we've had instances where we've needed things to move along and you guys are not available.
I thought it was 50. Did we have 50 for Jamie?
It was 50 for Stacy, and then when Jamie came in, it was 25, and it's been 25 since, so.
So moved.
Second?
Yeah, I think this is very appropriate. So you were new, so you were 25. You're obviously well experienced now.
Thank you.
Digging into everything you've done, so this is well within your capabilities, so I think it's great. Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Resolution reappointing Carl Miller to the Sandusky, Seneca County, City of Tiffin Port Authority Board of Directors, term expiring March 1st of 2028.
So move?
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Extra pen on you, so you keep running out of ink. Sorry.
Resolution reappointing Frank Tim S.
Sen.
Bell to the Sandusky, Seneca, City of Tiffin Port Authority Board of Directors, term expiring March 1st, 2028.
So move?
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
The last resolution I have is setting time, date, and place to receive sealed requests for proposal for energy conservation and facility improvement projects for the shortlisted energy service companies.
Make a motion for passage.
Second?
And
Okay, little discussion, we have
yeah,
dates on it?
yep. I gotta find them again. The bids have to be into this office no later than 10 a.m. on Thursday, November 30th, and we will open them at that board meeting.
On the 30th.
Bill's birthday.
Okay, so you happy with the way
Yes.
it's going? Okay, we have first and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay. Any other business?
from the commission? Good, we'll open it up to the public. Anyone in the public like to speak? We good?
Going once? Okay, it's 10:45. As it was 5, I looked to.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.